Hey, what's up? It's me, Awesome Alley.
And I'm Ray's son. Welcome back to another episode of Adults Teens Need to Know.
Who are you?
And what do you do? Today we are interviewing the founder and CEO of Odaz Digital Agency.
Oh.
Please welcome Prabhjot Judge. Woo!
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us. How did I do on your name? I think I butchered it again, but I'm learning.
It's okay, no problem. That's fine.
Okay.
It's Prabhjot. Yeah.
So say that one more time for the audience.
It's Prabhjot Judge. That's my full name.
Very beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So you heard it from her because I'm not going to say it right. Not on purpose. I can't. But that's amazing. Thank you again for joining us. So on our show, we always start off with one question. And that question is, who are you and what do you do?
Okay, as I said, my name is Prabhjot Judge and I am founder of Odaz Digital Agency. And this is the only thing which I'm doing right now.
And what does it mean to have a digital agency?
So with digital agency, what it actually is, like due to pandemic, we understand that a lot of offline businesses, they are shut, right? Their operations are shut. So what we do, we help small businesses, big businesses, or the startup businesses to grow their presence online, to build their presence from the scratch so that people get to know like that they are operating online as well. So this is what we do for the businesses.
Wow.
Very
and do you
nice.
focus on a specific platforms with your social media or all of them?
So mainly we focus on all of the platforms, but depending upon what our customer wants, like where do they want to grow, we do accordingly. But overall, we manage the whole social media.
Wow.
Very nice. And how did you come up with the name Odaz?
Okay, with Odaz, I was just looking for something unique and which will also reflect my personal, we can say, like who I am as a person. So I mean, I'm bold and I'm upfront. So I was just looking for a word. So first I thought, I mean, it can be bold digital agency, but then it sounds like it doesn't sound right. So I was just going over synonyms, and then I came across the word audaz, which in Spanish means bold. So that's how I came up with the name Audaz Digital Agency.
Nice.
Very
Give me that
nice.
fancy ring
I
to
love
it.
it. And you know what? That's the kind of uniqueness that makes a business or a person stand out, such as yourself. So do you work by yourself or do you have a team?
Okay, I have a team working with me, and like I do the front part and they do the back part and the middle part. So it's we all work as a team, and in order to fulfill our customers' requirements and what they want from us, what they are expecting from our agency, like right, to fulfill what they desire and what they need for their business.
Okay,
Very nice.
perfect.
Sorry.
And why did you get into starting up a digital agency? What drew you towards starting this company?
Like I said, due to pandemic, before this, I used to work as a door-to-door sales representative, and there too, I had my own business. I was a business owner, but due to pandemic, door-to-door, we know how it was in Ontario, so our operations were shut, and I was looking for something to grow and to come up, like which is online and which is in the need, like for which market is looking for something, right? So that's how I came across this opportunity. One of my friends introduced me to the marketing agency. Then I took the course from there, and then from there onwards, I started this agency 4 or 5 months before.
Oh my gosh. I love
Before the pandemic or after?
After pandemic, it was this year in March, I guess. Yeah, this year in March.
That is amazing. That just shows the entrepreneurial spirit within you to, jump from one thing that failed. Let's get going. Can't stop right there.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, your whole agency is about being bold, and you say it reflects you and it reflects being upfront. So how has your personality traits translate into your business? And, what is it like kind of showcasing those personality traits?
I mean, I wasn't a bold person before. I was very shy. I mean, even if I'm talking right now, I'll be very nervous.
Doing
Yeah.
great.
But then, sometimes things happen in your life, some incidents which, like, where like, I can't be a shy person anymore. I have to speak up. I have to tell people like how to treat me. Like,
Mm,
they can't walk all over me, right? So some incident happened in my life, and then once I joined door-to-door sales, the company, I had my mentors Aman and Vinny, and they helped me a lot in building leadership skills, building confidence, and everything. So that was, you get that feeling that this is who I am as a person. Like, this is my true self.
mm,
So that's how I came to know, like, being a shy person, it's not me. I'm more of a person who is upfront, who don't keep secrets. I mean, if I have any problems, if I have anything to discuss about, I'll just say it upfront. I don't hold grudges within me.
that's amazing. That's a great way to live, right? Because like once you do one lie or you do like beat around the bush of what the truth, then it starts to pile. Then you got to keep track of them here and there, right? It's great to be upfront, deal with the pain right away.
Exactly. And Prabhjot, I
You pronounced it right, Risa.
oh, thank you. Every time I'm gonna just take a breath and say it slowly. But so your ethnicity, you are Indian, and a backstory from what we have not presented yet is that you actually came to Canada. So do you want to talk a little bit about that story? What was it like moving to Canada and the journey from there?
Okay, moving to Canada, I mean, to be very honest, when I was in grade 11th, and I was just looking at my seniors, my friends, who graduated before me. I
Mm-hmm.
was just looking at them, all of them, they want to go to Canada or they want to go to Australia to pursue their studies. I mean, it was kind of a trend which is still in existence right now. Everyone in India, as soon as they are graduated from high school, they want to go to Canada. Because, I mean, we don't have a lot of opportunities where you can study and work.
Mm,
And even if you are graduated back in India, you have, I mean, because of corruption and everything, you have to struggle a lot in order to get a job.
Mm.
So I wanted to follow that trend as well. So I decided that once I'm graduated from my high school, I want to go to Canada as well. So that's how I landed in Canada.
wow.
I love it. I love it. And in your bio, you were also talking about helping youth. So as a youth yourself, and talking about your experiences, what inspired you to help young people? Like, why do you care about us?
Okay, because when I first landed in Canada, I was only 17. Again,
Mm,
I was shy. I didn't know what to do because in India I was dependent on my parents. I wasn't independent at all. So wherever I have to go, or just say they have to pick me up, they have to drop me. They'll go everywhere with me. So once I came here, I was living with my relatives, and they told me everything. But you know what I mean? Your family is your family.
yes.
Mhm.
So then things happened, and it was a time where they forced me to go back to India. So I was like, then a stranger helped me.
Mhm.
He was a Spanish guy. I mean, I won't say his name here, of course, but he told me, and and he took care of me for like 2 to 3 months because I had no money on me, nothing. So that was the point in my life which changed everything. Like, that at that moment I felt like someone else was controlling my life but not me.
Mm,
Mhm.
I was just feeling like I was a puppet and someone was, pulling my strings, like, do this, do that. I mean, I don't want to be a person who, I don't want to be a person like others are controlling me.
Mhm.
I want to be my own boss. So this shift, there was the point when this shift happened, and now I'm a totally a different person. So whatever, I mean, those 3 or 4 months of my life, it changed my life. That was the time where I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I mean, I have no job. Even my college, I had to drop it because I wasn't able to pay my tuition and everything.
Mm.
So that was the point. I mean, like, whatever is happening to me right now, I don't want someone else or anyone in the world to go through this.
Wow.
So that's why I was like, enough is enough, man. I have to take charge. And because of that scenario, because of that incident happened in my life, so I want youngsters and millennials to know, like, you are in charge of your own life. No one has to tell you what to do or how to do. I mean, it's your life. You do whatever you want to do, right? Who
Mhm.
are others to judge you, or who are they to tell you, like, don't do this or do it in this way?
Mm.
So that was the point.
Wow. One thing that just came up to me was personally for this pandemic happening, right? Definitely since entering high school and being told you got to do this here, this is how you do this, right? Starting to follow
Yep.
get in line with that, this is the next step, right? But then going into the pandemic, there's no more what's next to do, right? Sometimes I
Yeah.
found myself thinking like, damn, what do I actually do next? Not actually being able to think on my own, right?
Initiative.
Yeah, come up with my own initiative and take action for myself and my own things because I've been so used to, okay, this is the next thing you got to do. This is how you do it, right? I've been guiding the holding of the hand. So I'm curious, did you have that same kind of period where you felt like, oh, what do I do? Like, how do I get over this?
Honestly, when I graduated my high school, I was only given option after 10th grade. Back in India, how it works is you have different streams you can choose where you want to go, right? With me, I only had two options according to my parents. It's either medical or non-medical. So I'm very soft-hearted. Even if I'll see blood, I'll start crying. So medical was no choice. So I had to pursue non-medical. I mean, I didn't had any choice. But I mean, it's not necessary that you have to, be guided or something like that. It's just like, do whatever you want to do. Even if you don't know what to do, just take a year off, just take maybe a semester off, few months off, and just figure it out, like, what do you want to do in your life?
Mm,
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
perfect.
I really like that because, we're talking about like how your past experiences have made you, and now you're like financially well, you know what I mean? You're doing
Yes.
well. And there was a point in time where that wasn't happening. So, in that mental state, and I love, like, thank you for sharing your story about how you're like, I want to take control of my life, and this is how I did it. Did you always have like that state in your mind? Like, was it this kind of like fear, or were you like ready to like kind of take charge of your life? What was the mentality like then, and what's it like now?
Okay, before, as I told you, that incident happened in my life, I was like very shy, very obedient. I
Mm,
mean, just even if you'll tell me to do a certain task within a certain time, I'll do it, no questions asked.
Mhm.
But then at that time, I was feeling like, people, they are just using me for their advantage, like they don't respect me. I mean, you feel that, and because it's not part of your personality, so you can't say it out.
mm,
Mm.
You can't clear the air with them, like, listen, man, I mean, I feel this way, and I don't know if you're doing it intentionally or unintentionally, but I feel this certain way, we need to change something. But now, if I'm not feeling comfortable around a group of people or something, I'll just say upfront.
Mhm.
I'll be like, no, I mean, I don't like the way you talk to me, or I don't like the way you said this thing. I
Mhm.
mean, nothing personal, but I just don't like the way. I respect you, so I
Yeah,
want that back from you towards me as well.
very nice.
perfect.
I love
Thank you. I
that.
love how you went from being an
Hmm.
obedient person to being able to stick up for yourself right
Yeah.
there.
Especially, yeah, sorry, Ali, I just want to add to that, especially the part where you said, even though it wasn't part of my personality, I still stood up for myself. I love that.
Thank you.
Coming out
Go
of
ahead.
the picture that people have of you, very
Mhm.
very important. So I just want to switch over to a more businessy topic. Being able to help out both our entrepreneurs watching and the teens to be able to, how can they start getting into this, like how teenagers are always on social media, we're scrolling a lot, what are ways that they can start to make money through social media? Do you think?
Yeah, what I feel personally, I mean, according to a research, I was just studying somewhere that an average individual, like especially millennials, they spend 83% of their times on Instagram or any other platforms on social media, right? So just taking 1 or 2 hours out of that time, we can either be a virtual assistant for someone. I mean, that's a good way of making money. And these days, if you are just making content for someone else, like if you go on Fiverr and all of these other apps, so you can just charge them and you can use your skills to make money. I mean,
Mm,
instead of thinking like, what do I do? I mean, even if it's not like a big amount of money, but it's something to get the cash flowing, right?
perfect. I like that. Get the cash flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead.
What are 5 ways that as a business who's now, like, let's say they come up from under the rock and they're trying to create their brand presence. What are 5 initial steps that they should take? They've got the basic sounds of setting up those social media apps. What are the 5 steps they should take to grow it quickly? Let's say from like 0 or like 1,000 to 10,000.
Okay, the very first thing is to provide value. I mean, if people they're following your page are looking up to it, you should. It's like mandatory that you have to provide value
Mm,
because people they look up to you. And second thing is playing with algorithm, like posting once or twice in every 24 hours, and then interacting with your followers. Third thing, which is very most like important, if people they're commenting on your page and then they are taking initiative to talk to you and then you're talking back to them, they can you there we can build a customer and the customer relationship. And also if you're into sales and you're trying to grow your sales online, they can be your potential customers and slowly they can start buying from you, right?
mm,
Fourth thing which is coming to my mind is Instagram provides paid ads, so you can target specific audience, like who do you want to target and everything.
mm,
And yes, and the most important thing which I stick to is, brand's USP. Like for me personally, my brand's USP is bold. So if you'll check my page, everything it's about being straight up, like providing value. So your brand's USP, it's the most important part. Like the full form of it is your unique selling proposition.
mm.
So
Yes.
that is like, even if you'll go to anyone's page, if they're like, if we think of Gary Vee, right? The part of his USP is hustle. So if you'll go to his page, everything it revolves around hustle. So that's his identity as a businessman.
Mm.
So these are the 5 important things which I feel whenever you're starting a page, this is you can use these 5 steps to build a foundation.
I love
Very
what you just
nice.
said. The last tip, very important, is to stay consistent with your brand, consistent with
Yes.
your USP, is to stay consistent with it, not being bold, but then also saying it's okay to be shy here, right? No, you got to stand up, right? You got to stay consistent with your brand because that's when people start to get confused, is when you are scattered in different categories and not sticking in your own lane.
Yes, then you're all over the place and you don't know, like one day you're doing this, another day you're doing that. And then your followers too, they are confused. Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And then slowly they'll start unfollowing you, or then they'll feel like this person, he doesn't stick to his word or doesn't stick to what he's doing.
Ah,
So that's very important thing to keep in mind.
so I like that because so every time that you either try something new without informing your followers or you just do something out of the blue, it actually creates less trust between.
Yes, it creates a doubt in their head. I mean, so it creates a doubt, like, even for example, I'm running a digital agency, and few months later down the line I'll change that page to a e-commerce store. Like
Mhm.
my followers, they'll think like, what's going on? Like they'll think that I don't know what I want to do in my life, I'm not clear with my goals.
Mm.
And then they'll be like, I don't know, why would I look up to this person, because this person, he doesn't know what he actually wants in his life. So that's
So
very, yeah.
yeah, sorry, finish. So I apologize for interrupting.
So, no problem. So that's the very important part to keep in mind when you are starting anything new. Even if you want to change your field or you want to change your page, just inform your followers so that they know that why this shift is being made.
What do you think about Instagram Reels? I know, like, if you are a shy person or you're trying to figure out what content to put on it, what do you suggest?
So for Instagram Reels, if you think you're shy in front of camera, what you can do is you can use your pictures and then you can make a voiceover.
Okay.
So that way, what you'll once you're posting your pictures and then you're using your voiceover, you'll get comfortable while you are speaking on the camera, and then once you are slowly, comfortable that you can speak well in front of the camera, you can start recording your own videos. You don't have to post them, but just as a practice, just to build confidence, you can start making your own videos, and just like if you are just make a video, just turn on your phone's camera and just read a book, a paragraph, just record it. I mean, that way it builds your confidence. That's what I personally used.
Okay, I
Great
like that.
suggestion.
We actually, yeah, thank you. We actually have a question from our audience. Oh, Latifa also says awesome. From Anna Lou, she says she's a Filipino peace ambassador too. So she says, how are you able to find your focus?
Great question.
Okay, well, thank you so much for asking that question. I personally, I worked at Tim Hortons and then I worked at Winners. I changed different locations for these two franchises because I wasn't liking the workplace. So whenever you'll find like you want to do this, just know which platform you want to deal with or on which platform you want to grow. And then the main thing which you can use to build the focus is knowing your why. Because if you know your why you want to do this, why you want to achieve this in your life, doesn't matter what is on in your way. Obstacles are coming, there are ups and downs. If you know why you want to do this, you'll work towards the goal anyway.
Wow.
I
Love
like that.
So on our Instagram, Rob here says, any thoughts / perspectives on implementing traditional copywriting strategies into modern social media format?
Well, for copywriting, I mean, my team work for that. So I personally don't know a lot about copywriting. So I don't want to, give you false information. So I think I'll skip this question. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Good. So one last question for me, with social media, especially Instagram and TikTok, there's ones probably more dominant, especially towards millennials. How can you take like a dead page, maybe they have like 1,000 followers and start getting those followers who are on that page reactive, re-engaging, using stories and their posts?
Okay, well, you can for sure make those followers active on your page using stories and post. But I personally think that if just say they commented on the post and this is a new page, you're starting a new business, what you can do is you can DM them personally and say, hey, look, man, thank you so much for engaging. And I really appreciate your feedback. That way, your follower, they'll feel special that you are noticing them and they'll be loyal to you.
Okay.
Very nice.
Interesting. That actually happened to me the other day, where a person who we used to follow used to be active. They finally got back on. I watched just the story, and it's like they sent me a message. Hey, Ali, thanks for watching my story. Appreciate it. And I said, you're most welcome. And they said, thank you. So yeah, that makes gives you that sense of, oh yeah, I'm important here.
Anna Lou has another great question. I think all of us, and my question as well. In a digital marketing perspective, do I have to be on all platforms or should I only be focusing on one platform?
Well, that's really a good question. Thank you so much for asking that. So with that, what you can do is for content making, just make same content and post that on all the platforms.
Yeah.
So that way, what will happen is even if you're getting leads from all the platforms, it will be easy for you to reply them.
Right.
If you want to focus on, I mean, you can focus on all the five platforms at once if you are posting same content. Because if you're posting same content, you know what are the questions or what kind of leads you are getting.
Mm.
And
Yes, that way you know how to answer them. Because if you're focusing on mainly on Instagram and you're not focusing on other platforms, people for sure they'll reach out to you on Instagram. But what about people who don't use Instagram? They are more active on Facebook, or
mhm,
they're more active on Pinterest.
yeah.
So you're losing them.
Right. And sorry to cut you off. I do hear that answer a lot, like, hey, repost on all platforms. But then I have another question in terms of the creative side. Like, I know you may have audiences on Instagram and on Facebook, but what if your audiences are a little bit different? Like, you have a certain style for Instagram, but you can't replicate that on Facebook. Like, how do you
That's a good point.
yeah, how do you counter like some of that, or even Twitter? Yeah.
Like better one would be Instagram compared to LinkedIn, right? Two
Yeah.
completely different sides. One's for entertainment, one's for business.
like business.
Yes.
So what would you say to that?
So for LinkedIn and Instagram, what I'll do is I'll make one post which will look professional, because I can post that on LinkedIn. So
Mm.
I'll take the same post with my LinkedIn profile. I'll take the screenshot and then I'll paste that screenshot on something. Just say I'll take a background picture which is going viral and sound which is going viral on Instagram. And then I'm just posting, I'm just making one content. I'm posting that on LinkedIn, but I'm taking the screenshot of that content. I'm making it like I'm looking at the trend, what is trending on Instagram, and then I'll paste that on the any background picture, and then I'll put the music on it, and I'll make it as reels, story, and as post as well.
Okay.
So you actually take the acknowledgement of the LinkedIn profile and then jazz it up on a story or a reel for Instagram. I like that. So you're still repost
Repurposing
it.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Perfect.
Mhm.
So
And similarly, sorry to cut you off, Ali. Once you're taking that screenshot and you're posting that with your LinkedIn username, what will happen is professionals who are using LinkedIn, they'll build connections with you on LinkedIn as well.
yes,
Similarly, you can do it on Twitter as well.
that's very important, especially
Mhm.
LinkedIn. Especially considering in your digital agency, I think LinkedIn is a big one, especially for certain businesses that apply towards e-commerce and stuff. Very very important one.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So we are nearing off right now. I
Sure.
think this was a really great conversation. I learned a lot. Oh, Anna Lou has another one. Okay.
So
Hmm.
wrapping it up with our last few questions, Racer, you want to talk about the Billboard one? Let's see what our social media one's got to say.
Yes. Okay. Just I want to wrap it up, but I also think this is a really great one as well. Like, what scheduler do you suggest?
So you're trying to schedule your post.
Okay, well, I'll suggest not to schedule your post. I mean, it's okay to schedule your emails and everything, but if you're scheduling your post, what will happen is if you're posting it like every day 10 or every day 2 or every day 12:30. So what will happen is it will look like that someone is controlling your Instagram and it's not a real person.
Oh.
I personally don't do it, because I feel if I'll see someone's post, I mean, what people do, I see on Instagram, they schedule posts on Facebook as well. And then there are 3 posts which they post on same time. So like at 10 o'clock, there are 3 posts. But if you look at it, if a real person, if I'll post on my page, it will take me at least 5 to 10 minutes to write the caption and do the editing part and everything. So it is not possible if for a real person, for a human being to post 3 posts at same time. So me personally, I avoid that. But if you want, you can post it, and you can post it like one in the morning, once in the afternoon, and once around 6 or 7 in the evening. That's completely your choice.
Very
Okay,
cool.
perfect.
Very cool.
Interesting perspective on that.
All
So
right.
to wrap it up, Racer, what
Mhm.
is the billboard
Okay,
question?
so to wrap it up with our last question, if you were to have a billboard anywhere in the world, what would it say and where would it be?
Okay, so for billboard, I'll write if you want to find your focus, try to know your why,
Hmm?
and with a big question mark and a thinking emoji.
Mm.
I'll post it in Toronto at City Hall.
City Hall in Toronto.
Very nice.
Love
right
that.
behind the big Toronto sign.
Yes, because most of the people, once they are new to the country, they go to City Hall. I mean, that's very commonplace. I first visited the CN Tower and the City Hall. So just next to the City Hall, if you'll see this picture, I mean, they'll think about it. What would they want to do in their life?
Very
Perfect.
nice.
Giving those new immigrants a fresh start, a fresh look into the life that they could have.
Mhm.
Yes, because what I feel like as compared to India, you have lots of opportunities in Canada. Like you can work once you are 16, but in India you have to finish your graduation in order to get a job. And
Mm.
there are long waiting lines. You don't know when are you getting to get a job.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm very grateful to be in this country, and I want others to know that this country you have lots of opportunities. If you are using them in a right way, you can grow.
Perfect. I
I
love
love
that.
that. I love that.
It's all about opportunity awareness.
Yes.
It's not the lack of
Yes.
opportunities. It's just which opportunities are you looking for?
And actually using the resources that are there. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Prabhjot. Was that okay?
Yes, it was good. I mean, I was nervous before, but as we just, I was just in the flow.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to our viewers who have been asking these really great questions. It helps makes our conversations by enriching them and just making them so much better and really showcasing the expertise of our guests. So thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.
And we will see you next time on another episode of Adults. Teens Need to Know. Who are you and what do you do? Thank
This
you.
was presented by APSO. Awesome people.
Shaping our world.
Remember, you are awesome.
And you can make the world a better place.
Bye.
Bye.